What's up everyone? I made it to Charlotte. Now I'm headed to Dallas. I should be there in a couple hours, and then from there it's a 2-hour layover, and then headed to Japan. So I will talk to you guys when I get to Dallas. Also, just to let you guys know, it's 7 o'clock in the morning here, and I was almost late to my flight, 10 minutes until the gate closes. So luckily I made this one. What's up everyone? So I finally arrived in Dallas. It is currently 10:25 here. I depart at 11:10. I'm headed to Tokyo next. So far so good. Rainy and gloomy here, but super excited to get to Tokyo. Not super excited for this flight though. It's going to be a little bit over 13 hours. And I'm in economy. But what I've been told is this airline has really good economy seats, so praying that's true. I get 2 meals. Probably be some alcohol on the flight so I can fall asleep. But not looking forward to this flight, but I will see you guys in Tokyo. What's up everyone? So I've landed in Tokyo, Japan after a 13-hour flight. The flight was not fun. The seat wasn't bad though, but I watched like 5 movies. I only slept for like an hour and a half. Had like 6 beers. Took NyQuil. So I'm kind of drowsy right now, but it is what it is. I've got another 6-hour flight. I leave in 45 minutes and then I head to Bangkok, and then I'm finally there. And then it's like a 30-minute taxi ride to the hotel. But this has been a long day of travel, and I just grabbed a bag of Japanese candy and a strawberry Coca-Cola. So I'm gonna do a little sugar rush because I want to be able to sleep when I get to the hotel. But yeah, so on my way to Bangkok now. Alright, so I finally got to Bangkok, Thailand after another 6-hour, 40-minute flight. Now I'm about to head to the hotel, Swiss Hotel in Bangkok, and we have a meeting at 9 o'clock in the morning, so I'm gonna get a little bit of sleep before the big meeting. So stay tuned. Today's the day we finally get to see the product being made. So I'm in the hotel lobby, well, hotel breakfast area right now. The guy that's been helping us in Thailand is here waiting for us, so I'm about to head out with him. It's about an hour away to this facility. We're gonna go check it out. I'm gonna try and film what I can inside the facility so everyone can see what's going on. Pretty cool stuff. Super excited to finally see and hold this thing that's been in my mind since July of last year. So this is the materials that are in my product. You have cassava starch, cassava waste, bamboo steam explosion, and bamboo. All 4 of these are a combination within this product you see here. And this is actually the first time I got to see my product. So I arrived at the manufacturer. They had all this laid out on the table. They had some cut in half. They had the actual full container. So this is the first time I actually got to physically mess with the container. So that was super cool. Then I got to go on a tour of the facility. Right here is the CEO of the company. She's also the one that founded it. So she's showing me their small little manufacturing shop and going through like all the different areas of it and where exactly everything is within the shop. Very cool to see. It's also very, very warm in here. The temperature is about 93 degrees outside. It's probably the same on the inside. Maybe a little bit cooler because of the fans, but it's just blowing around hot air. These 2 machines right here are my mold machines. So this is what cost me the $20,000. One was 14,000, one was 6,000, but these are the actual machines where the product is made. So we came down here to actually see where the stuff was at. So super, super cool. Then I got to watch the machines in action. So here they are. You basically put the stuff inside the machine. It takes it about a minute to process each unit. So a minute for the lid, a minute for the base, and then they use this little air gun to like shoot it to make the product come up off of the mold without breaking it. Very cool to see, and I'll touch more on this a little bit later when I do a video for my hotel room once I leave the manufacturer. But interesting to see how long of a process this actually is and how tedious it really is. So here's him actually placing what looks like just a blob of material into the mold. And then you just see a bunch of steam and pressure causing it to take shape. So here we are arriving at this restaurant. We had just left the manufacturer and he wanted to take us to a really cool restaurant that was on the river. Once you sit down at this restaurant, you feel like you're kind of moving with the river. It almost makes you feel like you're on a boat. But very, very cool river with a lot of cool scenery and just a fast moving tide. Very cool spot. Hey everyone, so day one is basically over with meeting with the manufacturer. It was a really good meeting. It was really cool because this company is like a startup company just like myself. I mean, they've got other customers they're working with, but as far as like a manufacturer goes, they're still in their infancy. The company is actually owned by a woman and she was super awesome. She spoke English and she spoke the native tongue here. So it was really cool to meet her and hang out with her and kind of see the whole operation. This is basically this sample. This is like just seeing it at the thickness right now. It's a little too thin. So like you're seeing breakage points in like areas here where the hole is. And so like this piece on the underside is really brittle right now because of the thickness. And we wanted to try with a thinner version first just to see if we could get by with it, basically to save cost. You can see here like there's a little bit of breakage here and things like that. But the actual manufacturing of the product is super, super cool. They basically stick it in a machine. It's like they dip it in water, then they stick it in this machine, and then it like cooks it and expands it, and it smells like a waffle maker. So it's super cool. And then when it comes out, it looks like one of those waffles with all the weird funky edges to it, and you have to like cut them off and sand this container. So there's a lot of manual labor involved in actually making this product. So they make the base, they make the lid, they take it off, they cut the edges, they sand it down with actual sandpaper, and then the polymer coating goes into the inside, which this product right now, it doesn't have that coating on it. This is basically just the raw elements. So it goes in, and once everything's sanded and they put this polymer coating on it, it makes it a little bit more durable. So we wanted to try it without the polymer, just basically see how rigid and how durable this was. So really cool to see it in action. I'm going back tomorrow to speak with the mold maker. The mold maker's coming in from China, and we're all gonna have a meeting together to figure out what we can do with the mold to make certain areas of this thicker. So basically we might need to lower the edges here on the side to make this glide a little bit better, but still be able to lock once fully on. And then we need to make these corners here thicker. So we might make this whole thing a little bit thicker and a little bit more durable. But I'm super happy with like where it's at and where it's coming, and this is ridiculously light right now. We're not gonna add too much weight to it by adding the thickness, which is good. So as you can see now though, pretty cool stuff knowing that it's all coming together. There was like multiple other products she showed me and other things that we could possibly work on. So I've got other ideas and other things now after meeting with her and kind of what we can do. Everything's coming together. We looked at how many could fit in a box. So the problem is, another problem that I have, and it's not necessarily a problem, it's just I'm gonna have to ship differently because of it.
but when this is stacked inside, there's about this much of a gap between the next one, so it doesn't go all the way up flush. So I've got about, I don't know, probably an inch of space here. So there's a ton of things to think about when going through all this. Right now, this company's using plastic bags to cover these to basically keep out moisture in animals and things like that, because this product can actually be put in animal feed and fed to animals. It's, you know, they're not gonna die from it or anything. So a lot of insects and other animals like to eat this type of material. So there has to be some type of wrapping. So I told her that I can't use plastic. That's the whole point of this business, is to get us away from plastic. So I'm also going to be in contact with a biodegradable bag company here in Thailand to possibly put the 10 containers into the box, wrap it in this biodegradable bag. It'll suck all the moisture out and keep this product from being infested or anything like that with bugs or anything while it's being transported. But overall, I'm trying to keep costs in mind to keep this affordable for most people. Of course, it's going to be more expensive than plastic. That's just the given. Like, plastic's super cheap to make. That's why it's so popular. This is very labor intensive. It's got to be put into basically a waffle maker, sanded down, and then applied a polymer coating onto it. And then I have to ship it from Thailand to LA. From LA, I've got to truck it to a facility, probably in California. And then I'm going to be storing it in multiple places, a 3PL and an Amazon, which is also going to increase my cost. So you have to think of all those costs involved in this, and I'm still going to try and make this a very competitive priced product. It's going to be on the upper scale of things, but it's not going to be to where someone's like sticker shocked by the amount of what they're going to have to pay for this container. Okay, so it is day 2 now, and I'm headed to the manufacturer again today because we need to talk to the mold maker to see if we can change the thickness on this. I only had planned to go 1 day, but now I'm going 2 days, which is cool. I get to see it some more, maybe film some more stuff. But I'm talking to the mold maker. He's coming in from out of town, and we're going to see if we can get this thickness fixed. And then we can kind of see what the timeline is to get the next iteration of the product. And they should also be giving me a couple samples today to take home. So stay tuned for day 2.
So here we are back at the manufacturer, meeting with the mold maker. We're looking at this notebook where we're writing down notes. Basically, what is the thickness going to be? How are we going to change this material so that it can withstand shipping and withstand a customer pulling it out, and then them maybe not knowing exactly how it slides on and then being a little bit aggressive with the container. So we need to make sure that the thickness on all sides of this container is thick enough to where it's durable enough to survive shipping from Thailand to the US. And then it needs to be durable enough for the user to slide that lid on and off 2 or 3 times. So right there, he's talking about the corner. That's like one of our most fragile points. So here we are walking back into the warehouse. These are where all of the containers are stored before they get picked up by another driver and taken to the port in Bangkok. So these are where all my products will sit until they ship. But we're basically headed back in to the manufacturer to where our molds are so that the mold maker can take a look at what's going on with the process. Because up until this point, he doesn't know how the molds are reacting to the material. And here you see is a big gob of the material. So they start in this back corner, getting out all of this cassava flour, cassava starch, and then they mix it together with bamboo in these little mixing machines, and then it comes out in this big gob. You see this worker here making some of their bowls out of the same material. And then here we are, the mold maker is there holding the bag. This guy's gonna put the material on. Mold maker's gonna watch it. He's reading the pressure gauges on the bottom of that machine, showing how much pressure is being put into it. So he's basically wanting to know, A, how much material they're using, and B, how much pressure they're using. And it's gonna help him tweak the molds a little bit to make the product come out looking better. Because as you can see, there's a lot of breakage and a lot of missing pieces on it right now. But he was very confident in that he could fix this. So this was the first lid that was made once the mold maker got there, and as you can see, it's missing a big chunk. So he's telling them exactly what to do to fix that and what the pressure should be and how they should go about doing it. This mold maker was super intelligent, and you could tell like he knew exactly what he was talking about. So So he was very confident that we could change the thickness and it would actually help a lot. So right now they're kind of just eyeballing how much material goes into it. They're not really using a set amount. So this is right before I left the manufacturer, just looking at it one last time. Super proud. Very cool moment for me to like see it all. If you would have told me 8 months ago that I'd be standing here on a riverbank in Bangkok, Thailand, I would have never believed you. It's so crazy to go from idea to actual being overseas at a manufacturer, watching it come to life. This is probably one of the most surreal moments of my entire life.
All right, so finally back at the airport, about to head back to the U.S. Pretty good visit. Got to wait 3 more weeks before we get maybe a final product, but made a lot of progress. It's cool to see everything in action, and I'm excited to finally see what this is going to look like in 3 weeks. So more to come with that, but thanks for following along.